Hello and welcome to this videocast for subscribers to davidicke.com. Well, of course, the horrific events in Paris have dominated the last week and more. From the perspective of what I do and my work, it's been incredibly encouraging to see how so many people, indeed so many more people, are not accepting without question the official version of these terrorist events. They are more and more asking questions to see if the official story adds up and stands up to scrutiny. Because if we don't do that, it means that our perceptions are being manipulated and handed over to us on the basis of people just accepting the official version of everything. We shouldn't forget that it was the same officialdom, the same authorities in the collective sense that told us there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq to justify that invasion when they weren't. It was the same authority that gave us the most outrageous fairy story in relation to the events of 9/11. And when so many lies and manipulations and fakery has been exposed in all these events before, it would be naivety in the extreme to then expect that when something comes along like Paris, that the authorities are telling you the truth about it. Now, it's too early to start going into great detail about this happened and this is why it was and all that, but you can pick out the themes of events within what happened in Paris and connect it to other events that have actually been revealed with the passage of hindsight, time, and research to have been a pack of lies. Weapons of mass destruction in Iraq is a classic. So it's extremely encouraging to see on social media and in other ways, people in much larger numbers are saying, hold on a minute, we're not just accepting this by reflex action. And that is what is necessary if we're actually going to stop being scammed by these terrorist events into giving more and more of our freedoms away or accepting those freedoms being taken away. Now, people who criticize those who question, my goodness me, has anyone got a mirror? I should have a look if that's what you're doing. They might criticize the conclusions they come to, but asking questions, that's what we should be doing. And those that criticize people for asking questions and not accepting the official version of events, they come out with kind of all-encompassing one-liners like, they say it's all a hoax. Well, some of these things are hoaxes and some of them are not. There are many different ways to set up something, to set up a problem, which you can then offer the solution to and change society in the way that you wouldn't have been able to without creating the problem in the first place to justify the change in law and the way that society is run and controlled. So, problem, reaction, solution, the technique that's also been given the name a false flag, when you create a problem covertly and then offer the solutions to the problems you've created. They're not all hoaxes. There are many different ways that this scenario is played out. And to see more and more people grasping, at least to the point of considering the concept, the possibility that those in the shadows are, through those in the public eye, creating problems on purpose with absolutely the goal of changing society as a result of the problem. To grasp that and start to grasp that, another thing we need to consider and start to understand is the scale of absolute bloody evil that is behind all this. Because one of the things is that people judge what others would do by what they would do. And so they say things like, they'd kill all those people on 9/11 just to change society. They'd never do that. No, you wouldn't do that. They do it all the time. And it's this grasping of the scale of evil behind the manipulation of the direction of the world, and this concept of problem, reaction, solution, which that evil uses by doing its evil and then offering a solution to its evil, which leads to more evil. So seeing that more and more grasped, like I say, is really encouraging in terms of where we were not that long ago. And when I started out on this journey 25 years ago, where we basically weren't at all. But like I say, it's not that all these things are hoaxes. There are many different ways that they play problem, reaction, solution, but certainly there are hoaxes, and I mean complete hoaxes. I mean, Sandy Hook, the shootings at the Sandy Hook school was absolutely a hoax. And if you have not come across this, well, just go to my website and put the keyword Sandy Hook in, and you'll get the archive articles, including the work of a man called Wolfgang Halbig. And he is a man who's had a long career in security and safety, including a career looking after the safety and security of schools in the United States. And he started out accepting the official story when it was all breaking in the news, to the point where he actually donated to the fund. But being a professional, being someone who was well aware of how all this works and what's credible and what's not, and what should happen in reacting to these things, because it's his job, he started to realize that not only were the public being told a pack of lies about the shootings and killings at Sandy Hook, but actually there had been no killings. And that is, if you're hearing this for the first time, absolutely shocking. You're mad, mate. What are you talking about? They'd never do that. They did do that. Look into it. And look into Wolfgang's work and what he said and how he's been treated and threatened since he started going public on the fact that this is a nonsense.